All right, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to address the questions and also to add a bit of more information on my earlier presentation. I just wanted to add in terms of our supervision capacity that we do have 28 supervisors for our PhD program, and if you intend to apply at UNISA, we certainly guarantee you that we'll get you a very good and competent supervisor. In terms of our master's qualifications, we do have 110 supervisors, and I can also assure you that we'll get you a competent and reliable supervisor. I see on the screen there is a question. I see it's coming from Anonymous. What is the difference between the two master's degrees? That is a very good question. The difference between our master's programs is that one is a tutored master's, which means when you enroll for that master's, the Master of Accounting Sciences, you are first going to go through the tutored modules. Then thereafter, you will do a research, a mini dissertation that is about 50 pages long. And the other master's, which is the Master of Philosophy in Accounting Sciences, is a longer research degree. That is a research degree. It's pure research, 100% research. You don't have any tutorial material. You don't have any tutored modules. Once you register, you're expected to come up with a problem statement, come up with your methodologies, and then proceed to your results. So the major difference, let me summarize, the major difference between the two programs is that the other one is a tutored master's. You do tutored modules, and the Master of Philosophy in Accounting Sciences, you are just doing research from day one until your graduation. And maybe another fundamental difference is the length of the research output. For your tutored masters, we are looking at 50 pages, but for your research masters, we are looking at plus minus 120 pages. I hope that answers that question from one of the listeners or one of the viewers. Right, I'm checking if there are questions. If there are questions, I see questions are coming through. I see there is a question: how can I improve my chances of being accepted into one of your programs? I must admit, this is a brilliant question. I have indicated that we do have research niche areas. I've also indicated that we do have research focus areas. So I would suggest that for you to be considered for one of our programs, first you must look at the research focus areas we have in the college. From there, you choose that which speaks to your interests, and then you move on to look at whether there are any available supervisors in that research space. Let me emphasize that at this stage of your studies, mainly it's not about what you would love to do, but I would argue that it's more about where do we have a space, where do we have capacity in terms of supervisors. So I would say, to summarize my answer on that question, for you to improve your chances of acceptance in the College of Accounting Sciences, you must look at the research area, that is the focus area or the niche area, then check if there is any capacity in terms of supervisory capacity. Then you must then try to develop your problem statement. You must try to develop your research submission from within these areas which I've just spoken about. I can't guarantee you that you get a place, but certainly you improve your chances of getting accepted in the university. I think I've addressed that question adequately. Let me check if there are any other questions coming through. Maybe whilst I'm waiting for questions to come through, let me also emphasize that we pride ourselves for producing some of the female African chartered accountants with PhDs. I think you agree with me that these are rare in the country, and so far we've produced 2, and we are quite grateful and we celebrate that success. I see there is another question coming through. Does the PhD have any coursework? What a brilliant question. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, our PhD does not have any coursework. Our PhD is 100% research. That is from day one to your graduation. You are looking at coming up with your research from the problem formulation, research methodologies, epistemologies, results analysis, interpretation, and submission. Definitely, this is a research degree. We don't have any coursework. But during your time of study at UNISA, there are so many training interventions. Particularly, we are aware that some of the students are not so strong in terms of research methodologies. So we also offer training in terms of research. If your interest is in qualitative research methods, we do have training in that regard. If it is quantitative, we also do have research in that regard. If it is mixed methods, we also have training in that regard. So let me summarize the answer. The research, the doctoral degree is a research-based degree. We don't have any tutorial material. I think I've also adequately answered that question. Let me see if there are other questions coming through slowly. I think I will take the last question. I see, what is your opinion regarding artificial intelligence in research? What a day what a question to end my day. This is quite an interesting question, a difficult question for that matter. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. Artificial intelligence is not going anywhere. I would put on two hats to respond to this question. As a research administrator, I would think artificial intelligence is not so good. I will explain why. It is not so good because sometimes when we run the Turnitin reports, we tend to realize that some of our students do submit work direct from whether it's BARD or it's ChatGPT. They tend to submit work as it is, and the similarity index tends to be high. So that is ethically incorrect. So from that point of view, I would say artificial intelligence is something to question. But also, putting on my hat as a researcher, I think artificial intelligence definitely is a good product, is a good tool for research. Where you are going to struggle to get literature available for a particular research area, artificial intelligence will give you guidance, will narrow down your research to look at the literature available, to look at maybe the current trends in a particular area. So artificial intelligence from that angle, it happens to be very good. Let me conclude. Artificial intelligence is a very good tool. Only what we need to do is to manage it appropriately. Let me thank all of you for paying attention, and I hope we are going to see your applications coming through. Thank you so much, and have a nice day further. Bye-bye.